This is your WWF News. Returning back on the subject of social services, magistrates, tutors and co-workers, things can be a bit of a, what they call in Italian, rubrica. Now and then item explaining how it works, the corrupt system. Obviously it's been in the Italian news regarding kids illegally being kidnapped, put into foster, social services, social workers inventing bullshit stuff, and afterwards you got the magistrates which are in cahoots with them as well. It's all a business. How it goes. The case is being referred by someone to of the member of the family or someone else, depend. And obviously this gets evaluated by the social services. And already the social workers go in front of probably a judge. And a so-called trustee, depending on the subject, if it's an elderly person, disabled person, or someone underage or a minor, juvenile person, or disabled, who has psychiatric problems despite they are the age of consent. But they can't take decisions for themselves legally. They need a tutor or trustee. This comes into force on, technically speaking, it is a tutor to defend these fragile citizens, but what really is behind is social workers, co-workers, trustees, solicitors, they have no scruples. It's a business. Especially when it comes to a disabled person or an elderly person who has psychiatrical problems and they don't know how to look after themselves. Obviously, they have some type of homo or co-worker. Mainly, here in Italy, these co-workers are in cahoots with solicitor who should defend the rights of their clients, but they don't. They make more money putting this person in an institute or an elderly people's home if it's a case of an old person. And they simulate certain situations like a gas leak, simulating it's been malnutrition because it's usually a co-worker who does the shopping for that person. And in the particular case, this co-worker of this elderly person made this person live on sandwiches and junk food, never cooked a decent meal for the person, which the co-worker should do, and brainwashing that person, God knows, do an act of thing, a scene in front of the, how do you say, member of the family, a non-appropriate conduct of the co-worker itself. I'm not demonising all co-workers, but, you know, there are those which are the psychic as a system. You never know the money which these people get as pensions or welfare benefits, the co-workers are sticking in their pockets. Probably explain why a certain co-worker, Romanian fucking cow, goes on holidays and no one has asked questions. She's living above her financial possibilities. And regarding the trustee, the solicitor, there's no accountability. Usually there is. The judge will ask you for any receipts which you spent, how much you spent, and what you spent. They will ask for it every month. Well, it seems like with these, how do you say it? Solicitors, which does trustees, and they should look out for the interests for their clients, which they don't mainly do. Look at interests for the government, especially when there's property and money involved. They'll get their hands on that, and then it goes in the government's coffers and so on. They get more money. For example, a disabled person sticking in the institute, or an elderly person who can't look after themselves in an old people's home. because the government each year spends €4 billion on these social projects, assistance. And obviously there's NGOs which runs these places. They get money. In the case of a child going to foster, €300 a day can reach it up to. So there's economic interests for everyone who's in this game. They want a slice of the cake, despite taking into account the real necessities of the person who they assist. May seem out of this world, invented. It's reality. Italian television, they talk about these cases, mainly in kids being taken away from their parents because there's interest, economic interests. The more you take, the more money you get. And obviously these structures are usually fishing friends of these trustees or social workers or magistrates. Like I mentioned in the video before, a judge of Firenze of a juvenile court dealing with children, cases of fostering and stuff like that, she was arrested because all the cases she dealt with, she sent them to a particular children's home, a Massa, and they discovered she's a fishing friend of this of the owner of this foster home, and God knows there was money involved as well. She took a backhand deal for each case. And there you are.